What is going on, lads? Welcome to WWE Talk Camp and welcome to the WWE Raw Review Results Winners Reaction for the March the 23rd episode of Monday Night Raw. It's the last chance that WWE we're going to get on their main staple, really, or the last Raw before WrestleMania 31. We will talk about the shocking ending to Monday Night Raw, and when I say shocking, I don't mean shocking in an unbelievable way like last week. I mean in a pretty shit way. We'll talk about that as and when we get to it. I'm going to give you a positive-ish look on Monday Night Raw. I know a lot of people have been very negative about it. I'm going to give you a positive look at it because I think it's done well in many areas. It did fall down a little bit in other areas. Coming up on this channel, though, you will have a SmackDown review Friday night, probably sometime. You will also be having, over the next few days, we'll have the big WrestleMania predictions and preview show. We'll then have the big preview show with 4 other guys or 3 other guys that I'll get involved in with talking WrestleMania. And then you will get each individual match prediction that I have uploaded onto YouTube as the week progresses. So it is a big week for this channel. I'll also be doing some other videos as well, and I may well even start my brand new series that I've got. It's an idea that I had, and it is going to be called WWE Superstar of the Month. Each month it's going to be my personal opinion, but I'm going to essentially like the power rankings, but I'm going to do either 5 or 10, where essentially I pick my superstar of the month. So you count down from 10 and you pick a superstar of the month, and we go through there and I tell you why, etc. and you guys can get involved as well. So that's going to be a series that we do, but we're going to get right kicked off into the first segment of Monday Night Raw. The crowd were pretty good tonight, which makes a change, but the big thing, Sting kicked off Monday Night Raw. Now I was a bit disappointed I went on Twitter before, because if I wouldn't have done, it would have I'd have gone fucking mad when I saw it, but I went on Twitter just before because I watched it live last night, and I saw that he was starting the show. WWE had announced it. I wish I kind of wouldn't have looked. But lovely. It was great to see Sting talk. It really was. Fucking phone. I knew it would ring. I'm not getting it, so it can fuck right off. We'll just wait for that to finish. I'll talk really loudly. Sting kicked off the show, essentially. Cut a promo. Wasn't a bad promo at all, to be honest with you. Sting can cut promos. We all know that. Stephanie McMahon interrupted. She done a very good promo as well. Her promo skills at the moment, very good. She's very good on the mic at the moment. She said a couple of funny insults. Well, they weren't funny, they were very good insults to Sting that really built up some heat, and then essentially she went for one of her slaps, and Sting caught her and restricted her from slapping him. This meant that Triple H came out and he was pissed. He comes out with a sledgehammer, gets the sledgehammer out comes the baseball bat from Sting. Triple H was going to go into the ring, backs off. Essentially, we got no action, but the stare down between them was brilliant. The fans were really into Sting. They were really into this storyline, really into this segment. And although, yes, it would have possibly been nice to see a little bit of action in regards to some sort of fighting or physical confrontation, they're going to leave that to Mania. And I, for one, cannot wait for that match. And I thought it was a decent way to get you in the mood for WrestleMania and that match itself. This is the first segment of 2 that was dedicated to the Intercontinental Championship title match at WrestleMania. And it was Dean Ambrose and R-Truth versus Stardust and Luke Harper in a tag match. The match itself was pretty bog standard, to be honest. Dean Ambrose and R-Truth picking up the win, and R-Truth picking up the pinfall with his I love R-Truth. It's great to see him get some airtime. It's great to see him get a win. And yeah, I was happy with it. Not a majorly big segment. I thought they surely can't leave that as what is going to build up WrestleMania. I felt like they were going to do Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler, which they did. But yeah, a good segment. Bad news about it on commentary as well, then stormed off, which is a bit weird. But yeah, not a bad segment. I always felt that there was going to be something bigger that happened with the IC title later on in the night. We then had a 10-man tag match that built up the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial, and this match is probably, and I know people will go, Reigns and Lesnar's been worse, but this has been the least and terrible, worst hyped up match on the card, other than the tag match that was only announced the other day and is in the pre-show, so it doesn't really count. it's just been shocking. Like, at the end of the day, they've made me absolutely not care about who wins this matchup. You have to look at the favourites being people like Ryback, Damien Mizdow. There's talk about possibly, and if you, I'm not spoiling anything, it's not confirmed, but if you want to mute it for 5 seconds, you can. But the possibility of Sheamus returning and winning it, can't see it myself, but it is a possibility. Mark Henry, I suppose you got to put up there, but it's just fucking point. It doesn't make you care about this match. The match wasn't great. It was Ryback, Ryder, Rowan, and the Primetime Players. They defeated the Miz, Mizdow, the Ascension, and Adam Rose. I just don't know really. I'm really not. Like, obviously, I'm looking forward to the match. It's a battle royal. I quite enjoy battle royals, but it's not been hyped up. This could have been so much easier. And I just think they didn't really care about this, and they've just thought, oh, we've got to do it, but well, we don't really give a fuck about it, and we're just gonna make a shitty kind of fucking thing. And make people not really care about it, but at the end of the day, some people will care about it anyway. You know what I mean? I just don't think they've really bothered with it, to be honest, which is a shame, really. We don't have Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins and J&J Security. This is just fucking stupid in the eyes of WWE. You know, to do the whole app thing where it is a vote for who Randy Orton faces. Kane, no. Big Show, for fucking hell, no, unless we want the fucking fool asleep. Or Seth Rollins and J&J Security. Why, realistically, would you put Seth Rollins in it? They are facing at WrestleMania. I was glad with what they'd done because I'd have been pissed if they'd have made him fight. It just would not have made sense. Essentially, although Seth Rollins technically was in the match, he didn't enter into the match. It was all J&J Security. They essentially got beat. Randy Orton was just attacking them to try and get his hands on Seth Rollins. Never did get his hands on Seth Rollins. Picked up the pinfall victory, but didn't get his hands on Seth Rollins. So again, no physical confrontation between the pair before WrestleMania. May well be something on SmackDown that was filmed straight away after, or haven't seen the spoilers to that, because I don't really want to spoil it for myself. I know SmackDown's pretty shit, but and I go on this behalf, and I go on this front. If they film SmackDown on the same night, fuck it, go all out, put Lesnar on it, put Sting on it, you know what I mean, put them people on it. I hope they won't have done that, but I hope they have. I hope at least Lesnar's on there. I don't hold much hope for Sting, but yeah, or Heyman at least. So yeah, the build up to this matchup's been quite good in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to this matchup. Can't wait to hopefully see. I don't really know who I want to win. Obviously, I think if Seth Rollins is going to cash in, he has to win in this match, because if he gets beat by Randy Orton and then cashes in, it won't really make a lot of sense. If Randy Orton wins, then I don't really think there's a lot of chance, as I say, of Seth Rollins cashing in. If Seth Rollins wins, so be it. I don't think he'll win cleanly, but let's just say he wins somehow. You probably feel this might continue to Extreme Rules, to be honest. I'm getting the feeling that this is an Extreme Rules matchup as well. Without a WWE Divas Championship match, Paige versus Nikki Bella. Bear with. Congratulations to the WWE for creating a Divas segment that was great. And I don't mean that disrespectfully to the Divas that they can't make good segments. I mean that because of the way WWE creative book it. This was ingenious. You know, this was perfect. Absolutely. The action itself, very, very good. I do, though, felt that Nikki Bella maybe needs to work on the timing of her kickouts. It's a little nitty-gritty thing, but when she kicked out the Rampage, she kicked out quite early on the 2, and I just thought, surely he could have left that to that latter 3 count, and then, like, that 2.9, and then kicked out, but that's just me being nitty-gritty. Paige is very good at that, on the other hand. But essentially, at the start of Raw, Bella Twins said, you know, we're giving you a title match tonight, and Nikki Bella said, I'll give Paige or AJ a title match, but them two have to decide which one's going in the match. Paige went in the match. It's ingenious from the Bellas, trying to get a reaction, trying to get them to turn on each other. And AJ accidentally punched Paige outside the ring, which then led to Paige essentially losing the matchup, which then meant that obviously Nikki Bella gained, which then meant that AJ and Paige were attacking each other in the ring. The two that teamed together at WrestleMania to try and take down Nikki Bella, to try and take down the Bella Twins, were fighting. So it's all about now whether they can patch up their differences, ready for WrestleMania. What a segment! One of the segments of the night, lads. It really, really was. Very good segment, well delivered. Everybody done their job right. I do, of still sorts, wish this was a fatal 4-way match at WrestleMania for the Divas Championship. I still do feel that I wanted that to happen, but never mind. A great segment nonetheless. We then had another segment that was very, very good. We kind of went after the 10-man tag match. It picked up with our Randy Orton thing, the Divas match, and then Axelmania and Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg came out. Axelmania, Curtis Axel interrupted him. Before Snoop Dogg said, we've got WrestleMania, we've got this Mania, we've got that Mania, but we've forgotten one Mania. And out of nowhere comes Hulkamania. It is the Hulk Hogan. I was about to call him the Icon. Obviously, he's not the Icon. But out comes Hulk Hogan. Surprise, that was not advertised. It was just a surprise. It was a shock entry. The crowd went nuts. Fantastic way to do it. Fantastic also, I think, for Curtis Axel to... I knew it. I hoped that WWE were going to make this so that Hulk Hogan had some sort of influence. And it kind of says to Curtis Axel, congratulations, buddy. You know, fantastic. You know, we respect what you've done the past couple of months in creating a pretty damn good gimmick, pretty much on your own back feet, and getting fans behind it. And here's your thank you to stand in the ring with one of the greatest ever in Hulk Hogan, and although be battered, but not physically, but you know, well, I suppose he was, wasn't he? Hulk Hogan punched him, and then Snoop Dogg threw him over the top rope. I hope that after WrestleMania, Curtis Axel doesn't just fade into this background, but I think he will. But it was great to see Hulk Hogan and Snoop Dogg on that. And then when he ripped off his shirt and had the Hulkamania thing underneath. Really, really good segment. Really enjoyed it. A bit of fun. Didn't make anybody look stupid. Well, other than Curtis, but didn't really. Yeah. But, that's fantastic. Really, really good work there. And one of the best segments of the night as well. And then Los Matadores versus Los Matadores and El Torito versus Tyson Kidd, Cesaro, and Italian interspecies match rematch from SmackDown. The winners are Los Matadores and El Torito, defeating Tyson Kidd, Cesaro, and Natalia. El Torito picking up the win against Natalia. Again, like the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, the creative team obviously do not give a shit about the tag team this WrestleMania. It's a shame. The Usos, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, Los Matadores, and The New Day at WrestleMania, Fatal 4-Way WWE Tag Team Championship matchup. Now, that's good. That is a good match. Can't wait for that. It's going to be great. But this match was poor. The whole El Torito beating Natalia is just fucking stupid, in my opinion. Done nothing for the storyline. Pathetic, fucking pathetic move on. Jack Swagger versus Rusev. I was just pissed off that we're going to see this match again. But this segment turned into one of, if not my favourite segment of the night. There were some pretty damn good segments on this Raw. Raw wasn't, when you look at it like this, all that bad. The match between Rusev and Jack Swagger, it wasn't great. It was alright. It was a typical Rusev versus Jack Swagger match. Obviously Rusev won. He always fucking does against Swagger. And I just hope that they don't keep doing this. It's fucking boring me to death. How they just keep having Jack Swagger versus Rusev. But then Rusev kept Jack Swagger in the accolade, not pointing, but facing him towards the ramp. John Cena, enticing John Cena to come out, save his butt. Well, I don't even know they're buddies, but to save Jack Swagger and to start attacking Rusev. And then Rusev absolutely, brutally attacked John Cena. He chucked him into the barricade. He flew him onto some chairs. He Alabama slammed him onto the announce table. He then put him in the accolade until he passed out. All the refs had to come over, and he didn't initially release the hold. It took quite a long time. Very, very good way of building up this match. And a very, very good way of going into WrestleMania with Rusev looking strong. And John Cena sold it well. He sold that he was hurt. He may well have been, but he sold it very, very well. Credit to Cena, credit to Rusev. Wasn't particularly looking forward to this match before Monday Night Raw. The contract sign was good last week, but I was getting into this match this week into it. Cannot wait for a match. at WrestleMania, and who knows who's going to win. I think I know who's going to win, but you never know. You never, ever know. We then had another fantastic promo, another one of my favourite promos of the night, Bray Wyatt and his promo. It had special effect with the thunder, it had lightning. What he said was world class. He is by far the best talker in the WWE currently, period, that is a wrestler. Paul Heyman is heaps above anybody else in the world for promo cutting and being on the mic. No one can touch Paul Heyman. But Bray Wyatt, for me at this current precise moment in time, is the second best microphone or promo cutter on the WWE roster. That is including Paul Heyman. Without Paul Heyman and actual wrestlers, he is by far the best. He sold this match at WrestleMania without Undertaker having to be there. I cannot wait for this match at WrestleMania. A lot of people going, oh, it's a lose-lose situation. It's not going to... Like, I think this still could be a very good match. The entrances are going to be extraordinary. The entrances are going to send chills down my spine. I cannot wait to see The Undertaker back. And I love Bray Wyatt. Great segment. Great use of the effects. Again, well done, WWE. Then had Dolph Ziggler versus Daniel Bryan, a special guest voted on the Raw app of Dean the Lunatic Fringe Ambrose. Now this segment got a little bit of criticism on Bleacher Report, which I'm shocked about. Well, I'm not shocked about, but I don't necessarily agree with. The match itself was okay. It wasn't as good as the match on SmackDown. Dolph Ziggler though pinned Daniel Bryan for the second time, which essentially means he won't win the championship at WrestleMania, unfortunately. But again, though, WWE could surprise us. You just never know. They're meant to be this surprising business, but he went with a zigzag. Yeah, again, these two work very, very well. I want this feud to continue after WrestleMania. Hopefully it will, hopefully it won't. Hopefully it will, hopefully it won't. Hopefully it will, but I don't think it will. That didn't really make sense. Ambrose didn't really affect the match at all. He's fucking counted quick. Jesus Mary. After the match, though, he hit Dolph Ziggler with the dirty deeds. Every single person then came out, and it essentially ended up with everybody squaring off, fighting with each other, and everybody laying out kind of like unconscious on the ground around in and out of the arena. And for me, I think it left suspicion, it left suspense, it left you thinking who's going to walk out of WrestleMania as the Intercontinental Championship. And for me, as a viewer, personally, it done the job. And this match is going to steal the show. No doubt in my mind. Then on to what was a fantastic start and then a very, 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 very bizarre ending. And I have some theories, like my mates do, about this ending. Paul Heyman cut one of the best promos I have ever heard in my life. It was by far one of the best ever I've ever heard in my life. Like literally in WWE history, one of the best promos. It was as the CM Punk pipe bomb's a difficult one because that was amazing, but I don't really count that as one, but. Forget the CM Punk pipe bomb. This for me was the best promo I've heard, certainly of recent years. And he's cut a couple of stellar promos in this WrestleMania build-up. And without Paul Heyman, like literally, I wouldn't care about. No one would care. I know some people don't care about this match, but no one would care about this match. I do care about this match. I can't wait. I want Brock Lesnar to win. Cut a fantastic promo. And then Roman Reigns came out. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns went face to face. Face to face, correct me if I'm wrong, but usually means they both fucking talk. Last week on Raw, I can remember Paul Heyman saying, my client will answer Roman Reigns' questions next week when they go face to face on Monday Night Raw. That didn't happen. Now, Raw was running behind schedule. It was running out of time. It was already about 10 minutes over what it should have been, or certainly here in the UK, and it was getting tight for time, so I didn't have to rush this segment. They got it wrong. I liked the bit where Lesnar put the title up. I liked the bit where he snatched it off in Roman Reigns. I didn't mind that bit. A lot of people criticising that bit, and then he put it up. But then the whole tug of war thing was retarded. Quite clearly, the WWE didn't want them to fight before WrestleMania, which seems to be a reoccurring thing with storylines. I don't think it hurts the storyline to have a little brawl before. I think Cena and Rusev have proved that. Before at Fastlane, they've done it for their Fastlane match, and they've done it again at WrestleMania, and it's built up the thing. Maybe the ones that needed it the most was this Lesnar-Reigns one. It really was. They needed something to happen. Let's go, though, that WWE didn't want them to have a physical confrontation. The way you could have booked it that would have made it ever so slightly better would have had, because Paul Heyman said about how much he loves the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Reigns could have whacked it across back to Brock Lesnar, right into his chest. He could have then said, got the mic, and he could have said, blah, 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 cut a little 1 minute promo about how he's going to beat Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar could have been like, oh, you fucking idiot, blah, 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 blah. He could have then walked off, shoved Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar would have been pissed. Paul Heyman would have held him back, and it ended Raw like that. But the way Raw ended was retarded. That would have just been ever so slightly better. Not great, but it would have been a little bit better. This was diabolical ending to Monday Night Raw. One of the worst endings to a Monday Night Raw, period, in one of the Raws where you need it to be a good ending. But never mind. The show itself, very, very good in my opinion. It was a good show, bar that end segment, which for a lot of people are struggling to get over that. There are a couple of segments that didn't really mean a lot, but you get that with Raw all the time. Again, the action was limited, but it's WrestleMania season. What do you expect? A lot of it is building up stories, etc., etc. But enjoyed the show. I'm going to start doing a score out of 10 for the show. I'm going to give it a solid 7, probably being kind. I'm not going to give it like 9 or anything, because that has to be a pretty sick show. And fingers crossed that the Raw after WrestleMania will be that show. But yeah, that is essentially it for the WWE Raw review. How would you have booked the ending to Monday Night Raw? Would you have booked it in a bit of a different way? Obviously, you would have probably booked it in a different way. I'll be back with the WrestleMania preview, predictions, etc. in the up and coming days, as well as the match predictions, and then the big prediction show. But other than that, enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.